Right, ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome to another episode of The Truth with Ben Jokes, your number one political talk show. Peter Obi has introduced online portal and identity cards with QR codes for Obidient movement members in Nigeria and diaspora. Now, there are many reasons why this is a great idea. First of all, there are many APC supporters paid to pretend to be obedient on social media, making statements to discredit the movement. This kind of initiative can help to trace such fraudulent characters. But really, it goes beyond elections and politics. With this, the Obidient movement will be formally represented in all countries of the world. Even foreigners will join. We have good number of Ghanaians and Kenyans who have already declared that they are obedient because they have seen what the movement truly represents and they feel that the whole of Africa needs it. So many innovations will come out of this. I don't want to rule out grants, private partnerships, and general skills and entrepreneurial development, youth development in general. I see the initiative when in full gear, giving more to Nigerians in 3 years than any government or president has in 8 years. This is way beyond politics. This, I believe, will hit the world differently. Now, let us look at the top story. While Peter Obi is thinking people, Tinubu continues to think self. Few hours ago, reports broke out carrying a leaked document of Tinubu starting to take over ASO Rock properties, the same way he took over Lagos State properties. To the shock of many Nigerians, Tinubu is trying to privatize the state house clinic to his cronies so that even after leaving office, the budget of the state house clinic can keep coming to him. Isn't that shocking? Before I show you details of this top story and how Nigerians reacted, let me quickly show you these videos. The first video here is from militant Tompolo. Tinubu has finished with Asari Dokubo for his 2023 bid. Now Tompolo is doing his 2027 campaign. Tompolo said he will tour northern Nigeria to help Tinubu beg northerners to allow him to continue, that Tinubu is a good man and he should be allowed to do 8 years. But there was something so funny about the level of foolishness with which he delivered his ideas, and that is why I am sharing this video with you. See the video.
We will do our part, even go out of our boundary, cross to the northern part of Nigeria to talk to our brothers so that he will get his second tenure. Tinubu is a good person. He has the experience to do everything to carry this country to the higher level. I am traveling across all the northern states to appeal to them. Buhari spent 8 years now. So we don't want anybody to cause any problem. Let Tinubu have his own 8 years too. And then we look for another person to come in. There is no need for anybody to say, no, we have the monopoly of power. No. We must allow Tinubu to do his 8 years, which will appeal to everybody. And by the grace of God, everybody will support us. Like the traditional rulers and everybody, both small and young here, who have endorsed Mr. President for his second term.
You heard that. What level of foolishness is this? So, after spending 3.5 years in office, you will now have to go and still start begging people. Why not allow the works of your hands to speak for you? Then, a militant, for that matter, is your campaign manager. I remember certain experts, including Dele Farutimi, saying in 2022 that if Tinubu is allowed into ASO Rock, Nigeria will hit a level of low that none of us imagined. That's what we are seeing now. 8 years, according to Tompolo, is now the birthright of some Nigerians. Buhari destroyed Nigeria for 8 years, so Tinubu must be allowed to destroy for 8 years. He said Tinubu is a good person. He has experience. He has all that, and Nigeria is crumbling. What a joke. Well, Tompolo has been given the contracts to protect pipelines. So, he is part of the government. He is actually speaking for himself. He is protecting his employer so that he can keep making money. And that is why we are telling the masses to also protect themselves. Speak for your own self, leave tribe and religion, and follow somebody who has your welfare at heart. So the masses should do the needful in 2027. Point blank, period. Next video here is from Professor Usman, who was unfairly arrested and detained by the Tinubu government in a bid to silence him from his constructive criticism. See the video.
They brought me a sachet of pure water and tea. I drank and went to sleep. And then the next morning, they took us to, they called my name out. We were going to court. We went into the bus. Well, when we came out of the building, they had placed their official photographer to be taking photographs of me without a hat, in jalabiya, in flip-flop. That was when I realized these guys are up to no good. All they're interested is to demean me, dehumanize me, and weaken my spirit. They don't know who they're dealing with. We went into the bus, and I was jokingly telling them, guys, haven't you forgotten the chains and the manacles? They busted out laughing and said, our guy, it hasn't reached to that. We went to court, and they were not ready. We had to come back to the EFCC again, and they upgraded me from 4 of us in the room to I alone in a cell. I was there in the EFCC for 6 days. After that, I was arraigned in court, and then the judge did not give me bail. Her reason, well, she had a cold. I was put back to Kuje. I was in Kuje for 24 days. Denial of bail 2. Anybody excused is wrong, because bail is a constitutionally guaranteed right of anybody accused, except if it was a capital offense or the person is suspected of terrorism. Mine was neither of those. I was denied bail deliberately by this government to shake me up. And I was put in Kuje for 6 days and 24 days in EFCC for 6 days and 24 days in Kuje to shake me up and silence me. But no, I'm no one to be silenced. In Kuje prison, I wrote my experiences and told this government that 6 days in Kuje and 24 days in 6 days in EFCC and 24 days in Kuje will not silence me. The whole purpose is President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's government trying to silence any dissent to his government. And this coming from a president who was an IDECO activist himself, who fought the military, who ran across the border and ran away from the military. And when he came back, he never gave neither Jonathan nor Obasanjo, not even Buhari, he never gave them peace. He was criticizing them. Criticizing a government in a democracy is a legitimate right of every citizen. And President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is trying to stifle dissent in this country and is trying to make this country a one-party dictatorial state. We are not going to let that happen. We'll continue to speak up. We'll continue to raise our voices because silence in the face of evil is itself evil.
You heard that. Instead of doing the right thing, this administration has chosen to focus on trying to silence Nigerians. But how many people can this administration silence? I hope that Professor Yusuf and other northern elites will intensify their ongoing effort towards trying to sack Tinubu from ASO Rock. But they have to be completely honest about it. That is one thing I have to say. They should put aside religion and tribe in their quest to rescue Nigeria from these tyrants. And together, we will succeed. But if they allow religion and tribal sentiment to influence their position, then nothing will work. Now, let us look at the top story. Leaked document shows Tinubu plotting to buy over ASO Rock properties, starting with a move to privatize the State House Clinic. And immediately, petitions against that move began flying in. Look at how the papers reported it. Exclusive. Leaked document exposes Tinubu's plan to hand over State House Clinic to private managers as Education Minister oversees process, Sahara Reporters. A document exclusively obtained by Sahara Reporters has uncovered plans by Bola Tinubu to transfer the management of the State House Medical Center to a private facility manager. The letter announcing the start of the contracting process for the State House Clinic was curiously written on the Ministry of Education's letterhead and signed by the Education Minister, Dr. Tunji Alausa. addressed to the permanent secretary to the State House in the Presidential Villa, Temitope Peter Fashedemi. The letter dated March 25, 2025, detailed the inauguration of a committee tasked with overseeing the handover of the facility to private managers. The letter noted that following the approval of Bola Tinubu, processes to contract the State House Medical Center to private facility managers had commenced. It further stated that a technical working group had been set up to oversee the process. The letter asked for the nomination of a representative from the Ministry of Health so as to coordinate deliberations with State House administration. The inauguration of the TWG has been slated as follows: date Tuesday 29 April 2025, time 2 p.m, venue Ministers Conference Room, Federal Secretariat, Abuja, Federal Ministry of Education. Kindly send me the name and contact number of your nominee. Further information will be provided to your nominee at the inauguration. Now, if you know Tinubu, you will understand what is about to happen here. I will throw a wild guess, and I can swear with my head on a guillotine that I am right. The private facility managers that he is about contracting the ASO Rock Clinic to belongs to either Sheyi Tinubu or is in the name of one of his boys fronting as the owner. The private facility management company belongs to him. I am 100% sure of this. This is how he bought over 50% of Lagos State, and is doing the same thing now in ASO Rock. And many groups have started petitioning this move to privatize the State House Clinic. I want you to listen to one of these petitions, because when you do, you will realize how massive the State House Clinic is. Check out this petition. The petition is actually a continuation from the previous headline, and it goes: in a related development, a petition against the handing over of the State House Medical Center to a private facility manager has raised serious concerns. The petition criticized the federal government's move to privatize the operations of the State House Medical Center and its presidential wing under the pretext of handing it over to a private facility manager. It was noted that this move could pose grave national security risks and set a dangerous precedent for Nigerian governance structure. In a detailed petition dated April 14, 2025, Gbenga Adewale, speaking on behalf of a group identified as Concerned Nigerians, accused government officials of attempting to transfer management of the State House Medical Clinic to private facility managers under the guise of reforms. Adewale described the move as a security and policy catastrophe that must be halted immediately. The petition emphasized that the State House Medical Center is not an ordinary hospital. It also noted that the Nigerian government had invested billions of naira over the years in the development of the State House Medical Center. These investments reportedly include 30 hectares of prime land, several buildings constructed by Julius Berger, 2 CT scanners, 8 operating theaters, MRI machines, X-ray and ultrasound equipment, a 3.9 billion naira solar farm, and 55 service quarters for staff. The petition argued that these assets funded through federal appropriations must remain under public control and not be handed over to private interest. Another primary concern raised is related to the human resources at the center. Staff members specially recruited by the Federal Civil Service Commission and vetted by the Department of State Services DSS over 5 years could be displaced by non-security cleared personnel under private management. The petition warned that this would undermine national confidentiality and civil service integrity. What a shame. I wonder what will become of this country in the next 1 year. More so if Tinubu and APC remains in ASO Rock beyond 2027. I wonder what this country will turn into. But I don't even see the sense in this arrangement. It is an arrangement that can easily be reversed by the next president. I mean, he was able to do it in Lagos because he was the one installing the governors after him. But you cannot do that at the federal level. And even if ASO Rock signs a 20-year deal with the private facility manager, the next man in ASO Rock will reverse it easily. You can't even go to court because the court has been compromised. So this only shows that in their quest for more material things, these men have completely lost their minds. They now act as if they are crazy. And look at how Nigerians reacted. Let's take some of the tweet reactions. This tweet here by Kayode Abraham says, Lebanese will soon take over this country's affairs. Very soon, we shall privatize ASO Rock, National Assembly, judiciary, and even the military. It's such a shame. And Mo here says, definitely a fraudulent process orchestrated by Alausa using his closeness to Gbajabiamila. They are all involved, but Tinubu is the one spearheading this. An oracle of the Most High here says, by the time this man is finished with Nigeria, it will be too late to cry, I am telling you. Because this one has leaked now. That's why we are talking about it. There will be several things that have happened underground that we don't even know about. Several rot and decay going on right now in this country, and it will take until Tinubu leaves office before most of it will come to light. And who are the people that are going to suffer? It is Nigerians that will bear the brunt of this misrule, that will bear the brunt of this tyranny. And that is why we keep telling Nigerians that for us to have this country back, we must come together and cast our sentiments aside. Are we ever going to do it, or are Nigerians going to allow this situation to persist? It is left to be seen. Anyway, make I leave am here. Make I still enter town. Make I go get some ogbonge political news wey una go like. Why? Because of una. Na I dey here. So don't go away. Don't go away.